Hi, welcome back. So we are at the outline data access. In this outline, we're going to be discussing a number of points. First, we're going to be looking at the idea of abstract and privacy of data and object. Also, we'll be looking at the name mangling in Python. What does that mean? And maybe quick illustration. Now I'm back to Visual Studio Code where we have left last time. I'm still at this database and runner. I hope you are following along so you know where we are. Now imagine in database, somehow I have a class and I will call this class for any reason, secret string, something like that. So it's just a class to illustrate encrypt or decrypt things. So this class, the first thing would enjoy is to have this init, the initializer. And in the initializer, we say, if you create an object of this class, I would like you to provide me with two important things: plain text, pass text. Then I'm going to use self. Here I'm going to use underscore. This is the case called protected, but we'll see, we still can go around that. But I will call a plain string for now, and it will be equal to the plain text that somebody provided me. And self again underscore, so it's again protected, and let's call it again plain pass is going to be equal to the plain, or to the pass, text. And let's change this one. I think it's more logic to say pass string. Yeah. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to use self dot only one underscore, and I will call it test underscore, something like that. So here I'm going to define a function, and let's call it decrypt, or whatever you would like. And this function, of course, will have the self first, because the object will be passed to it. And it will have something called pass text. I'm going to just make maybe a doc string for the people to understand. Now I'm going to check if this pass text is actually equal to the self dot plain string, which the plain string, when you created your object, you already provided these two pieces of information. What will happen if this is true? I will be returning the self dot the pass string. Else is not true. What I'm going to return, I will return nothing. Now moving back to my runner here, I'm going to just import database module. So I'm going to create here an object. Let's call it database text is equal to database dot the secret class. And now he's asking me to provide two pieces of information. I want the plain text and I want the pass text. Great, so everything is okay. Now I have an object called dbText, which actually instantiated from the secret string. First of all, I'm going to show you a few things. You have this method, the decrypt. Then you have, you still can see pass string, plain string, double underscore, and this text underscore. Let me pick one of these, any one of them. It's okay with double score, and just gonna print it actually. If I try, or I intend to print that, I'm gonna encounter with an error called attribute error. So he said, the secret string object has no attribute called this. So this attribute is completely unreachable, though I can see it. But I will show you we can break that down. Next, I'm going to actually also show you something else. I will reach only to this one underscore. Remember, we created another variable with one underscore. Now, if I try to run my code again, I will have no problem. So I still can access that, though it is not advisable because I have the doc string to tell me it's not something you should do. Anyway, let's now put in a practice to see how can I actually activate or interact with this particular decrypt. Listen, dbText.decrypt is asking me to provide me with a text pass. You know what I'm going to do? Something more interesting. It may actually prompt the user to enter something. So I'm going to say here, print will be the message income. I'm going to show you a nice trick calling the end here, because after this, there will be no new line for printing. Now this input will actually prompt the user after I run the module to enter a text, and this text then I can use it to verify. So I'm passing whatever the actual user input was. So let me run that one more time. So I'm going to enter the passphrase as key, and here we go. I'm getting actually the plain text as Dennis. If I change that around one more time and try to enter that, for example, in a small letter or something like that, he's going to return none. Now the question is that, how can I retrieve, as you can see, this underscore a string? Now I put one underscore and I will write the class name. So after I write the underscore of the class name, secret string, this is the class name, I'll just put directly underscore the or the dunder of that particular variable is concealed. Let me just run there and show you what will happen. You see now I can read. Way to think this is a security measure, rather to know that in Python, the interpreter, if you want him to return for you whatever is stored in this dunder kind of variable, you must use this format. So provide underscore for the class name, and then after that you can attach whatever. So that was exactly the meaning or illustration for having a privacy or kind of a data conceptualization action in Python, in addition to this name mangling, which we have just seen. And we have a quick illustration on that. Now, next we're going to be talking about third-party libraries. I will see you then.